Hey everyone, wanted to give you a how-to of how to do today's assignments. So let's take a look at the computer. All right, a lot of you, hopefully all of you, should start with this. This is the schedule for our activities every day. Notice you got Monday and Tuesday you have different subjects here. So on Monday, reading, writing, and social studies. Tuesday, you got math and science. So let's take a look at Monday. Poster project on the fiction novel that you read. If you click that link there, it'll take you to the instructions on how to do the project. Remember, that's due at the end of the week. If you're in Miss Milnick's class, she's got her assignments posted on her Google Classroom. Let's go down to our afternoon activities. Oh yeah, make sure you're doing your Edgenuity every day for reading and for math. You can also do Con-Mapper. The live office hours part means that you can email or schedule a meeting with one of your teachers. If you would like, we are especially available during 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Okay, let's get to the other parts. The haiku. So you're gonna watch this video about how to make it, and then you're gonna go to a couple websites. So on here, I've put this website that has a few haikus. I want you to just read them, see what you notice. How many lines are in each one? How long are those lines? Then after you've taken a look at those, you're going to go to this website. Poetry for Kids, How to Write a Haiku. I'll read over some of this to tell you a little bit about what it is, but you should also read it on your own. So a haiku does not rhyme, only has 3 lines, and it's actually a traditional Japanese form of poem. There's a lot you can do within the 3 lines, but the main rule that you need to know is that each line has a certain number of syllables. The first line has 5 syllables, the second line has 7 syllables, and the third line has 5 syllables again. You can see there on the screen just the breakdown of that and all these instructions. When you start to write your haiku, you're going to think about, what do I want to write about? Well, usually they're about nature or about seasons. You'll see a lot of kind of peaceful ones about the outdoors. So you could think about that. But you can actually write a haiku about anything you want. The only real rule that I'll make for what you write about is that it needs to be about one subject. It can't be about 3 different topics on 3 different lines. Okay. Here's an example of a couple haikus. Let's look at those together. Winter is coming. Snow will be arriving soon. We should rake the leaves. Notice that 5, 7, 5 of syllables. Count along with me. Winter is coming, 5. Snow will be arriving soon, 7. We should rake the leaves, 5. So it works. It's a 5, 7, 5. That makes it a haiku. All right, let's go down this one. Another example. Tired cat sleeps all night. He needs lots of rest for a long day of napping. Another 5, 7, 5, and it works. It's all about one subject, the cat. You can make them funny. Here's an example of one about homework. My homework is late. My dog ate it this morning. I sure like my dog. And you can count out the syllables and all those on your own. I would suggest doing that to practice and see that you can kind of figure out how to count out those syllables. I usually do it by clapping or keeping a beat. My homework is late. 5. My dog ate it this morning. 7. I sure like my dog. 5. So just a way to keep track there. And then there's a couple steps for getting started. So think about what you're going to write about. Are you going to write about nature, a season, something outdoors? Are you going to write about an animal? Is it going to be a silly one? But pick a topic. And then think about, in your last line, you want to try to drive a point home. This is step number 3 here. So think about what's different about your last line. What kind of observation can you make? Play around with it, write a couple of them. We assigned you to write 2 haikus. Get inspired and write 2 of your own. So make sure you write 2 haikus, and then I'm going to show you where to put them. You've got your Google Drive. It might look like this with a few fewer folders. You should have a poetry folder. And then in that poetry folder, you should have a couple poems you've already written. If you just create a new document in there, then you can write your haikus in that document, and it will be in your poetry folder. Make sure you share that so I can see your poems and you can get credit for doing your work. I can also be able to give you a little feedback on your work if you do that as well. So this is our haiku assignment, and then the other assignment for today is to either continue your journal, tracking what's happening related to the pandemic, or a lot of you have been choosing to do this common lit reading. You've been reading about India and doing the reading, the annotations, and the questions. This is what it'll look like. Make sure you log in. The button, see my screen here? Up at the top, I'm actually logged in right now, but usually up here it'll say log in or sign up. You want to log in up there to make sure that you can answer the questions and annotate and all of that. As you read, this is your article. It's called How Salt Shook an Empire. Go ahead and read, and then you can click that new button right there. There you go. The new button will let you annotate. It gives you directions if you hover over that on how to annotate. And you'll get a couple guiding questions as you read, and then you'll have a few assessment questions at the end. You can also check your scores from your past assignments that I went through and graded while you're on Common Lit. As usual, you can always email if you have questions. I am happy to help out with this, and good luck on your work this week. Talk to you later.